All right, look live, Jarvis. It's playtime.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to Wrestling Gold Friday Night. I just screwed up my own intro. Hey, it's 8 o'clock. It's Friday night, and you know what that means. It is time for Wrestling Gold Friday Night. So let's go ahead, click that intro, and get this show started.
What do you want to talk about?
Wrestling! And here!
Wrestling?
Why?
It's wrestling.
It's wrestling.
Why?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Why not? Why not?
It's fake.
Fake? What the hell are you talking about? Fake? It's not fake.
Fake.
Wrestling's not fake!
Okay, wrestling.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ronald Ray, your boy with a cornbread accent, officially welcome you to Wrestling Gold Friday Night, the fun show here where we talk about the glory days of professional wrestling, back when wrestling was wrestling and wrestling was real, because damn it, it is still real to us. How's everybody doing this evening? Let's go ahead. We need this today, because I got a story for y'all this week. Kind of crazy. Put it to you this way. I waited till I got home today to tell y'all talk about this, but instead of being at the hotel, but you might understand. Well, it's not that drastic, but I'll explain later. But it is time to have a toast, folks. Yes, still working on that little bottle of Jack Daniels number 7. So, cheers to all those hardworking men and women who did the grind all week and who are doing the grind this weekend. You all are appreciated. Cheers. Something about whiskey. I don't know if it's the southernness in me that just appreciates the taste of whiskey. I don't know. Anyway, folks.
Business may pick up here.
Got my drink for the night. Yeah, a little whiskey, an energy drink. Yes, business will pick up here. Anyway, how's everybody doing this evening? So, in saying this story, let me just go ahead and say, this was not the fault of the people working. Why does my stuff look staticky there? I wonder if I can. Okay, that looks a little better. Anyway, so by gosh, by God, what's it want? There we go. Anyway, this was not the fault of the personnel working there. This is a corporate thing. So, uh, Monday, I checked in my room, the Hampton Inn, in Bainbridge, Georgia, about 30 minutes north of Tallahassee, Florida, in case you kind of wonder where that is. Checked in, put my stuff down, opened my suitcase up, got my night clothes, my sweatpants stuff ready, got my clothes for the next day set up, my computer and everything set up, and left to pick up groceries because I ordered some groceries earlier that day for the week. So pick up the groceries, come back, shower, and it's like, damn, I'm hungry. I'm ready for my dinner now. So as I'm kind of, and I did notice this when I was putting away my groceries. I was like, man, this room just seems like it has a little bit more room. So I looked around. I was like, something's missing. Something is missing. I looked on the counter, looked on the desk, looked in the they have a closet, looked in the closet, um, looked in the little middle console thing, whatever it's called, on the TV stand where they have like the refrigerator there, and they got another door that opens. I didn't look back where the refrigerator was. I was like, no room to put one there. But stupid me, I just like, look anyway. Look through there, behind the little can where you put your ice in. What's up, Joe King? Um, Open up the other door, had a bunch of little racks. Bible was there, so the Bible wasn't missing. The Bible wasn't missing. Praise Jesus, amen, whatever. And just to have a little bit of fun, I sat there and took some pictures around the room, and I sat there. It's like, can y'all guess what's missing? Everybody guessed everything except for Joe. Joe got it right. He said, "Where's the microwave at?" That's what I was asking. Because, long story short, if you ain't heard me before, and yes, this is kind of like a warning thing to fellow travelers, either vacation or for work. So you got the warning. Um, so I looked around. I was like, yeah, that's what's missing. Yep, the microwave. And I'm dependent on that microwave because there's no stove in the hotel room. You gotta microwave your dinner or spend $40 every night, and or $50 every night, or 50 plus a day actually if you do like regular people. But I do understand people are not as cheap as I am, so I gotta understand that. But so just doing a normal thing, I go downstairs. I'm like, hey folks, I hate to be nitpicky here, but where's the microwave at? We no longer have microwaves in the regular rooms. The suites or studios, wherever they want call it, they had the microwaves, but the regular rooms no longer have microwaves. So if you do go to Hampton Inn, some rates, it's more than 100. You're gonna spend more than about $120, and that's before the taxes and everything. So, say I don't mind blasting a corporation. The people working there were nice. They were very cool. They're like, yeah, we no longer have microwaves in the regular rooms. They're in the suites now. And I think they could tell I was a little frustrated. I was like, gosh, I wish y'all had told me this earlier. Maybe told the person who was booking the room and say, because there was a microwave in there last week, or the one day I stayed Thursday night. There was a microwave in there that night, but there was no microwave this week. None this week. So it was like a total shock. But the people there were really cool. They said, hey, we got a microwave right here in the lobby. Feel free to use it anytime. So mind you, not only I had my dinners, I felt like, splurging a little bit and getting those Jimmy John, not Jimmy John, what do you call it? Jimmy Dean, little sausage, microwavable sausage biscuits, the mini ones. I got those. So everything I had to eat besides lunch, I needed a microwave. So, but they said they were real cool about it and said, you can use ours anytime. So yes, if you stay at Hampton Inn, regular rooms, no more microwaves. So don't think about, if you're working out of town, thinking, okay, get pizza one night and get something some other night, and I can, say there 4 nights, working 4 days or whatever. You can go, okay, I get pizza on Monday. That's Monday and Tuesday's dinner, maybe Wednesday's dinner. If I can stretch out that far, I, got a microwave and can warm it up, and Chinese the next day or whatever, and warm it up the next day, whatever. Nope, no more doing it. If you got a regular room. Now, if you got to get a microwave, you got to get the suite. I think they call it suite. Even when you go to the website and you click on suites, they'll say suites with microwave. So that was very trying. Yes, I was very tempting to, because there's a Walmart right next door. I was very tempting to go in there and get like the tightest, littlest, tidy whities I could, and a wife beater tank top, and go to the lobby every time. Every time I had to go microwave something, I was gonna wear that every time I went to the lobby. But no, I wasn't gonna do that. Like I said, definitely wasn't the people staying at the hotels, fault. Definitely wasn't people working there. I mean, it's like any other job, folks. I mean, something like that comes from way above, and they just got to deal with it. So I didn't take out any anger or anything like that. They can tell I was frustrated, because I was like, man, I wish I knew before I spent almost $70. That was food and drinks for the week, just so I can pocket $100. Don't tell my boss that, because we were given like $40 a day per diem. And if you did go out on breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you'll be in a hole $10 a day. So that sucks. But anyway, so, and saying that, yesterday there was a rain day, and no more rain days. All you gotta do is go back to the hotel and hang out. Well, I mean, as soon as if you went to the office, as soon as you got to the office, I'm about 4.5, 5 hours away. So I spent more time way more time driving than just going to a hotel. And boss takes care of the rest of the day on that one. And well, I mean, I'm pretty sure he charges the client, but I digress. So yesterday I sat there and got to a hotel room, made my lunch, and I think I had my phone like in front of the TV or on the bed or something like that. And I was wondering what time it was. Like, let me see what time it is. Looked over on the counter where it usually is on the nightstand. Not there, not there, not anywhere. In that particular room I stayed in, there was no clock, no alarm clock. Usually hotels rooms have alarm clocks. This one had no alarm clock. And tell you the truth, folks, I didn't bother going down and asking. Maybe I should have. Maybe I did the right thing and not ask. Because if I'd gone down there and asked about, hey, again, not to sound nitpicky or anything, but there's no clock down there. And if they told me the same thing as they did a microwave, they'd have sent me to Millersville, which in Georgia terms, if you're from New York, they said they'll send you to Bellevue, which is the nut house, because I would have sat there and just kept cracking up if I went to the lobby and said no, and say the same thing about the microwave. Not sound nitpicky, but there's no alarm clock in my room. And they gave me this say, well, only suites have alarm clocks now, I would have fell on the floor, laughed my ass off. Uh, I would have, and if I got any family members and friends listening to this, y'all would have had to pick me up in Millersville. Okay, never mind. The one in Millersville's shut down. Yeah, I guess a local pen or something like that, because I guess they'll just arrest me for being a public nuisance. Pretty sure my boss will love that. Everybody coming down to bail me out, and it would be kind of stupid, sound stupid. It's like, why'd you just, fall on the floor, keep living like that? It's like, well, it all started with a microwave. So yeah, I didn't ask. I just, because I'm pretty sure, like a lot of you people, I'm pretty sure a lot of people still use alarm clocks. Could be a survey. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that uses their cell phone for an alarm clock or smartphone, whatever you want to call it, as the alarm clock, which is good, by the way. Give me a couple seconds, I'll tell you why. But I'm pretty sure most people who travel hotels, they just look at the clock, say, okay, it's this time, okay, or somewhere around that time. I think other people, yes, because there's a clock on there. You can set the time and whatever time you want to wake up, and it's even got a snooze button. Yeah. So joking, in other words, y'all still use the old-fashioned alarm clock. I don't. And it's kind of good to use your cell phone for this, because I was told this long time ago, that you want to change your alarm clock ever so often, because you want something that doesn't sound like your regular alarm clock. Like you want something that sounds different from the alarm clock you have. Because what it is, while you're sleeping and then your alarm clock goes off, you actually get used to that sound. Therefore, sometimes you'll sleep right through it. And more often than not, you'll wind up sleeping right through it. So, at least on a smartphone, cell phone, whatever you want to call it, you can change the sound on your alarm on your phone, or alarm clock on your phone, if you want to call it that. That way, once you feel yourself getting used to that sound, you change to another sound, and they got plenty of sounds you can. I think you can still download sounds and stuff like that. So yep. So yep, that's my that was my ordeal of the week. So yep. Again, if some of y'all are traveling or doing anything like that and they tell you something like that, honestly, don't take it out on them. Take a deep breath. It's not their fault. They're just there to do their 9 to 5 or 8 to 11 or 5 to 11, whatever their schedule is. Collect the paycheck, go home, smile, be happy, give your towels, check you in, whatever, clean your room, and go home. It's not their fault. This was somebody sitting in the desk in the office somewhere's call. Why? I haven't. I am probably either after this or sometime this weekend. I'm going to go on. Because I gotta go back down there next week. So, do I piss people off? Do I piss corporate off this week? Or wait, it don't matter. Maybe I get on there and just say, hey, whose bright fucking idea was to have no microwaves in the rooms? So, and honestly, it was kind of I know it sounds trivial, but if you have a routine, you don't want to break from it. I'm a very routine oriented, believe it or not, a very routine oriented person. Even though my work schedule, stuff like that, just blows it up. But it's the few times I can have some sort of routine, I like to kind of keep it. And one of those things is like, okay, especially working out of town, get in, put my dinner in the microwave, let it heat up or whatever. And if it's one of those where you got to heat it up for a little bit, open the thing, stir it up, then put it back in there again, that's when I go take my shower. Let it cool, let it sit there for the minute, let it cool off a little bit, then, enjoy my nice fancy dinner. But so now it's like, okay, go to get to the room, take my shower, go down there, nut hanging out. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't do that. I went down there with sweatpants and shirt and everything, and no, I'm gonna. I spared them that. I spared the hotel guest and the hotel workers from that horror show. So anyway, like I said, we're here to do some wrestling talk. Let's see, we got the toast out of the way. How about we talk? Wait, let's see. Okay, Chet, your decision. Do y'all want me to talk about what I was talking about last night and give you where I got it from, or we wait for that later, then or go through the whole show? Y'all let me know. Start with a history, then the watch along, then my booking idea and where I stole it from, or wait later. That's pretty good. What flavor is that? I can't fucking read. Ultra Fantasy Ruby Red. Wait till later? Or do it now? We do it now. So, remember when let me make sure I do this right. Not that I actually rehearse shit. Remember when I talked about this last night? And if I was going to do some dumbass booking here, and this is throwback to another angle that happened like in Florida Championship Wrestling back in the day, I go have MJF win it. We'll see Heyman all distraught and everything else, and just say fuck it, I quit, and have this mysterious masked man. They'll have like one of these gauntlet matches or something like that on Dynamite to determine the new number one contender. So, part of somebody in that gauntlet makes their first appearance. Everybody know it'll be Adam Page in a mask. He'll call himself the Rainbow Cowboy or whatever. So he'll come out and I cannot hear what I'm saying. Bedazzled Bulldog or whatever. Win the gauntlet, and everybody's like, oh, of course, all the heels, MJF included, will be like, that's Adam Page, that's Adam Page. So they'll kind of build up people trying to get the mask off this, the Rainbow Cowboy or whatever he wants to call himself, and then, and they'll build up to match. It'll probably be a Dynamite match, Why not? Because that's what AEW does. And if they would allow me to do this kind of dumbass booking, that's what they would do anyway. But anyway, yeah, just have him come back in a mask. Then on a episode of Dynamite, they have the championship match, MJF versus the Rainbow Cowboy. The Rainbow Cowboy wins, and everybody's happy because everybody knows it's Adam Page. All the fans know it's Adam Page. And then the next week, they, Tony Khan and throws a curveball in there. The championship committee says, okay, you won the match, but we got to see who you are. Pause. Chat, let me know when I get basically towards, so I don't want to bore everybody what I talked about last time, but when it gets to the or when you pretty much figure out what the angles, tail end the angle, whatever, let me know and I'll stop it there and explain where I got the idea from. And he's like, no, I'm a mask guy. You ain't got to see me. I'm the cowboy. Come on, I'm the champion now. No, but we got to see you. See if he reveals himself to be Adam Page, then therefore he can't hold the championship. So then they'll get more people behind him and saying, hey, he showed that he can beat at MJF under any kind of shenanigans or anything like that. They, have the fans band together with Adam Page and try and get him reinstated. Let him have at least one more shot at MJF. Build that up to the paper. Go ahead, take the title off of him since he wouldn't reveal himself. The next week on Dynamite, have somebody dress up as a cowboy gimmick, talk to Adam Page, and said, "Hey man, I want to come back. Appreciate you taking up my bookings and stuff like that. And man, it sucks they cheated you out of the world championship." Then the cowboy, rainbow, whatever he wants to call himself, rise off to the sunset. Work on me here, folks. And then the fans petition, get this petition up, online voting, and of course MJ or Adam Page gonna win it. Next pay per view, build it up. The last time that Adam Page can get have a title shot, and that's when he'll defeat MJF and become a 3-time world heavyweight champion. And see that right there, folks, is why I'm not a booker. Amongst other things, but that will be my crazy idea, this out of the box idea to do. So hit me up in the comments if you dig it, think it's crazy, think it's funny. My feelings definitely not gonna be hurt. I'm already kind of trashing the idea, but it'll be interesting. Something that the other people ain't doing. So, and I'm not encouraging the AEW booking committee to even do that. So, anyway, that is my AEW Revolution 2026 predictions. All right, so where did I steal that angle from? Let me go ahead and let me do this. Give you a little visual here as well. So back in 1983, 82, 83-ish, Dusty Rhodes did something to get suspended. This was in Championship Wrestling from Florida. And once he got suspended, he had a buddy of his, I guess, came in and took up his bookings. That man was called the Midnight Rider. Where is it? There we go. That man was called the Midnight Rider. And of course, I think everybody realized that it was, in fact, Dusty Rhodes. So, February of 1983, Dusty Rhodes had a match with Ric Flair. The Midnight Rider had a match with Dusty Rhodes, or match with Ric Flair for the NWA World Title. And through some shenanigans, I guess, don't know the finish. I'm pretty sure you can find it on YouTube, but the Midnight Rider defeated Ric Flair for the NWA World Title. Bob Geigel, the NWA president at the time, demanded that the Midnight Rider unmask to claim the championship because there was a NWA rule that forbidden masked champions. So therefore he had to unmask, but if he unmasked and revealed himself to be Dusty Rhodes. Then, and since he was suspended and all that, if he had unmasked, that means he would have to be forced to retire. So that was the angle. Then the Midnight Rider had to relinquish the championship back to Ric Flair, and the championship was given back to Ric Flair. So that's where I got the little, I call it the dumbass angle, that I thought of for the match between MJF and Adam Page for the weekend. So nobody guessed it, so I revealed it right there. All right. Enough of that stuff. Let's get into today in wrestling history. Of course, today is Friday the 13th. Didn't even mention that. Today is Friday the 13th. That means after this, I get to go watch another Friday the 13th movie. Well, see, you gotta remember, it's 2026, so Brokeback Mountain revealed that they're skate cowboys. All right. So, oh, excuse me. How rude. So here we go. Well, see, Pillman did the yellow dog thing when he lost a loser league town match to, it was like a tag team match. I think it was Barry and Arn, or Barry Windham and Arn Anderson against Brian Pillman. I want to say El Gigante. Barry pinned Brian Pillman, so therefore he was supposed to leave WCW. And they did little vignettes where he went to the box office, bought a ticket, and came to the show. But a mysterious masked man appeared and called himself the Yellow Dog. Sometimes it was Brian Pillman in that mask. Sometimes it was Tom Zink in that mask. Just they sort of had the same height, same physique, and everything. But anyway, on this day in 1970, the Assassin, who was feuding with Dusty Rhodes at the time, this was the Jody Hamilton Assassin, wins the Georgia title in a tournament final over Joe Scarpa. Joe Scarpa, of course, would grow up to become Chief Jay Strongbow. The title was vacated when the Professional was injured, and that's the first time I've seen a picture of the Professional. That's not the same Doug Gilbert who's Eddie Gilbert's brother. It's another Doug Gilbert. I don't think he's related to the Gilbert family, the guy who was in that mask. On this day in 1975, Tiger Jeet Singh defeats Tony Inoki for the vacant NWF World title in Hiroshima, Japan. Bet you that was a bomb crowd. God, I'm going to hell for that one, ain't I? Anyway, on this day in 1976, Blackjack Mulligan, legendary tough guy there as well. He wins the NWA United States Championship from Paul Jones in Greensboro, North Carolina. Also on this date in 1976, Chuck O'Connor and Ox Baker. Chuck O'Connor would grow up to become Big John Studd. They defeated Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher for the WWA Tag Team titles in Indianapolis, Indiana. On this date in 1970, the Superfly brother. Okay, brother. Good times. Good times, brother. Good times. What? This match in 1977, where I won the Pacific Northwest title from Jesse the Body Ventura. My memories, good memories, brother. Good memories. Good time, brothers. Good time. But yes, Jimmy Superfly Snuka defeated Jesse Ventura for the Pacific Northwest Championship. And if you want to catch the gist of that joke, I advise you, if you really want to, trying to find on YouTube the RF shoot interview of Jimmy Snuka, and then you'll understand. I think I still have it on VHS. That shoot interview was not good times, brother, because that's all you got was good times, brother. Good times. All right, on this day in 1978, Bob Roop defeated Rocky Johnson for the NWA Florida title in West Palm Beach, Florida. On this date in 1985, let's sing happy birthday to the not so young buck, Matt Jackson. Yes, Matt Jackson was born on this day, so happy birthday, Matt Jackson. On this date in 1989, Tracy Smothers and John Paul, the Mason-Dixon Connection, defeated Robert Fuller and Action Jackson to win the vacant CWA tag team titles. This was the Memphis territory. Not sure what happened to Action. I know he became, after, I guess, Iceman Parsons, I guess, went back to Texas or whatever. Brickhouse Brown didn't follow, so Action Jackson became Iceman King Parsons' partner in the Blackbirds. After that, I can't remember what happened to him. Big dude, looked like he can move. Actually, we've seen a match with him last week. He went up against Brian Adias. Probably one of his first matches and whatnot. All right, folks. Going to try not to confuse anybody on this point. So, anyway, on this date in 1992, Terrence Garvin, or Terry Garvin, so he won't be confused with the other Terry Garvin, who had recently been involved in sexual misconduct allegations while working as an agent in the WWF. Yes, this is the Ring Boy scandal. Him, Pat Patterson, and some kind of ring. I forgot the other person's name. Sorry. So not to be confused with that. Terrence Garvin, not to be confused with Terry Garvin, and sometimes he would call himself Terry Garvin. Again, not to be confused with this Terry Garvin, who was former tag team partners with Ron Garvin. They were the Garvin brothers, along with Jimmy. I think Jimmy played referee, or not referee, but manager. But anyway, he changed his name to Terry Sims. I do remember this. I didn't know the workings and all that stuff. Like I say, you heard about the Ring Boy scandal, and of course, I knew at that time that that there was a Terry Garvin who used to tag with Ron Garvin. And you can definitely tell in the previous picture when he's Terrence Garvin, when he had the long hair, he almost looked like Jimmy Garvin. But anyway, I digress on that one. So, and read about the Ring Boy scandal of the Terry Garvin. I knew that Terry Garvin, so I knew it wasn't this same Terry Garvin. So I guess I just had a brain. I'm just sitting here watching wrestling. So he was wrestling Global at the time. He cut all of his hair off and said, "Look, I'm playing it straight now. I'm going by my real name, Terry Sims. No more of this flamboyant Terrence Garvin crap. I didn't want my kids to see that, whatever, something like that. So want to make his family proud and all that good stuff. That's what they did in Global to explain his name change. So I do remember that. But I didn't. Of course, like I said, I'm just sitting there watching wrestling. Even though I was teenager at the time. I'm just sitting there watching wrestling. I didn't care if he called himself Terry Garvin, Terry Starvin or Starvin Garvin or whoever, I already knew that there was at one time a Terry Garvin who used to team with Ron Garvin and all that good shit. So I digress. Anyway, but now we know that's why they changed his name. Say, hey, Global said, hey, look, could you change your name to Terry Sims or something like that, so it won't be confused with the guy who just got accused for sexual misconduct. Anyway, and he did it, and had some good he had some good matches with Eddie Gilbert. They had a little bit of feud over the North American title, I think, or the TV title. Like I said, some decent stuff came out of that one. Anyway, on this date in 1995, PG-13 JC Ice and Wolfie D defeated Tommy Wi-Fi Rich and Doug Gilbert. Yes, this is not the professional Doug Gilbert we were talking about earlier. This was Eddie Gilbert's brother, Doug. Underrated. I think we kind of was talking about underrated, overrated, or not overrated, but people you don't think of. But Doug Gilbert was pretty good. But anyway, PG-13 defeated Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert in a steel cage loser leaves town versus title match to win the USWA Tag Team Championship. And that's all for this week or today in wrestling history. Anybody got any memories of any of this? Oops, there we go. But Doug Gilbert don't get talked about, I guess, because he stayed mainly in Tennessee. He did go to what was it, Wings in Japan. Now, did he do the Jason character, or did he do the no? Corporal Kushner was Leatherface. Did Doug Gilbert play Jason Voorhees or something like that, or maybe Freddy? Actually, I do remember when he was in Continental. He just put a regular mask, not the Freddy Krueger Halloween mask. He put like a regular mask and called himself Nightmare Freddy in Continental. Now his dad, Tommy Gilbert, he put on basically a Freddy Krueger Halloween mask and costume and called himself Freddy in Memphis. But did Doug do the same thing in Japan, or did he do the yeah, I bet you they were like bet you they were kind of a wild pairing here. Wolfie D / yes, I don't know, early TNA, the Ministry of or the Disciples of the New Church. Forgot the name. Wolfie D was / What did Wolfie say about the pairing of? Yeah, they had. I mean, I remember reading about their feud. I mean, this is, I guess, yeah, no, he did. He did a shooting review was pretty good. Now he did one with it was PG-13 together, and I think Jamie Dundee or JC Ice, whatever you want to call him, he was I think he was a little lit. I think Jamie just, I don't know, probably not lit, just loved to run his mouth. Kept grabbing Wolfie D's junk and all that. I think he has a podcast too, but never listened to it. Anyway, all right, who's ready for a watch along? This week's watch along is Miss South from 1982, February 1982. I was about to go 89 again in Memphis, but I think we already did. We I think there was a couple of promotions we've already done in 89. So I kind of veered off of that and decided to go to Mid-South in 1982. So I'm going to get ready here, but while we do that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Be right back. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. If you made it this far in the video, you're having fun. You folks know what to do. Everybody says this, so let's go through the whole routine. If you enjoy it, click on that like button. Also, leave me a comment. Give me your opinions on anything I talk about tonight. Ask questions, or just drop a friendly hello. That's always cool as well. Also, if you enjoy listening to a fan, just like you folks at home, talk about the sport of professional wrestling, be a champ, click on that subscribe button. Now, back to our program. All right. So, okay. I got to label my cameras. So, yes, we are taking a look at Miss South from February 18th, 1982. According to this little sticker here, this was episode 128. I about screwed up again, folks. That's what I do. That's what I do. Click this button here. I always forget this. I'm at the age now I need to put like a task notes. Like do this, do that, do this. All right, let me scroll here. Scroll here. So this is the link in the chat here. Let me know if you're ready. If you're ready, we'll do the countdown and do the push play thing and get this ball a rolling here. Make sure I got my, yep, just in case. Yes, sometimes you just gotta tell people when you're full of shit. Handy. No, I do got a cane. I got a cane on me. Well, I got the cane on order. I'm not quite walker ready yet. But I do got my cane ready so I can walk around with a cane. You know what? I think I'm really gonna do that. Okay, let me put that bullshit thing there. Okay. Yeah, sure. I've got a cane order from Amazon. It's gonna come in just in time for the 29th. So I'll be ready for that. Oops. So no, I don't have a look at the sign there. 100% bullshit on that one. So yes. See now, sorry, don't mean to digress, folks, but I really do now. I want to get a handicap sticker now, or not a handicap sticker. I want to get a cane now and walk around with a cane. I mean, on the job sites, I usually walk around with a probe rod, but usually I'm carrying a probe rod like that, and a long way, whatever. Every now and then, I kind of walk around like that, kind of poke the ground a little bit. Um, but but yeah, now I want to get a cane for real. Walk around with a cane in real life. But anyway, even though I really don't need it, I really don't need it. I am getting old though, so not the cane really. Uh, but I am ready for those senior citizen discounts. Can I get the start? Can I start getting the senior citizen discounts? Because there's anything I like discounts. Don't don't discredit my cheapness now. All right, here we go. Time for the watch along, not my old age. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play now. You mean I gotta wait longer before I get senior citizen discounts? I don't like that shit. All right, got the snazzy music playing. Make sure. Boy Pierce and the big cowboy Bill Watts doing commentary this week. Oh, Bill Ash. Uh, do remember him wrestling in the Southeastern Territory? Coco Samoa. Let's see, it's been a while, but he was in Memphis. He Coco Samoa in Memphis wrestled as the Wild Man Sabu. I think he had a little bit more success in Pacific Northwest. Was a babyface, and of course, when you watched this as a kid, you didn't realize how short Coco Samoa was. And Bill, like I said, Bill Ash, he's journeyman here. Like I said, wrestled some in the southeastern and continental territories. Let's see what we found out about Bill Ash. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. So, okay, there we go. Now we know. Let's see. Of course, he was a perennial United five-time. I think that's right. Five-time United States Junior Heavyweight Champion. Active for over 30 years. Continued wrestling until the age of 65, primarily as a heel. Um, he was a boot maker. Behind the scenes, he was king of the wrestling boots. He would create custom boots, high quality wrestling boots for many professional wrestlers. I did not know that. Unfortunately, he did pass away in uh, August of August 28th of 2022. So, of course, now I think I remember where this is going here is Bill Ash was like, or Coco Samoa ordered some boots from Bill Ash, and as you can see, Coco Samoa never got those wrestling boots. So um, Bill Ash trying to say, hey, look, man, I'm sorry they got lost in the mail somewhere, but I made them for you. Here, I'll make you another pair. And Coco kind of got mad. It's like, man, that $200 boots, dude. But so they're gonna sell it in the ring this week, and maybe Bill Ash should be nice and make Coco Samoa a pair of boots after this match. Yeah, I seen him playing times on Pro Wrestling this week with Joe Penasino and Gordon Soley. Now I think Coco would do more high flying stuff, but I don't think Bill Watts wasn't a particular favorite of the high flying stuff. So not the full Superfly splash as you've seen many of Samoans do. Just went to the middle rope, did a splash there. Speaking of Samoans, we got the Samoans coming up next. Skandar Akbar. Another another manager don't get talked about enough, but he's a territorial guy, I guess. Uh, I guess when I first started watching wrestling, he was mainly in UWF and then World Class. I don't think he. When I started watching wrestling, that's where he kind of stayed at. Don't be talking about the Junkyard Dog. Cody Rhodes? Yes, this is the original Wild Samoans. Sika is the father of Roman Reigns. And they're going against B. Brian Blair and Frank Monte. Frank Monte. A legendary legend itself, Frank Monte. Man, dude, now be careful when you're watching Frank Monte here, Frank Monte is a shooter, man. If there was the mixed martial arts back in this time, Frank Monte would probably do very well in that. He and it came from a long line of shooters. Yeah, let's see. B. Bryan started off in Florida. I think he was also a friend of Mike Graham's. Got trained by Eddie. He didn't get stretched by and get his legs broken by Hiro Matsuda. I mean, I'm pretty sure he had to go through the usual drills like anybody else, but B. Bryan, I think he was a legit athlete, played some football. But his and of course, yeah, they ain't gonna work today, brother. Oh, drop kick will. Uh-oh. Now business about to pick up. There you go. But Brian Blair also worked some in Georgia. But then Vince McMahon, when he was doing his burning and pillaging of the territories, took Brian Blair, added a B to his name. So he'd be B. Brian Blair. Brung in Jim Brunzell and said, Jimmy, you look like you need a jumping name in your name. So he was Jumping Jim Brunzell, and they formed the Killer Bees. I thought the Killer Bees was actually a pretty decent little tag team. But yes, Sika Inoue, the Wild Samoan here, he is the father of Roman Reigns. Also, Rosie's uh, father as well. Yep. Oh, Larry Higgins. He would also be known as Hacksaw Higgins. Of course, he didn't have the same career as Hacksaw Jim Duggan or Hacksaw Butch Reed. Now, I think I mentioned this before in another watch along was seeing Ted DiBiase. Ted DiBiase, I think, could have been an NWA World Champion if he had kind of wonder, if he had stuck around and you know s- stayed in UWF till it got sold got sold to Jim Crockett, or would he be like or would he have ended up like Steve Williams and all that, just kind of make a career in Japan but hey, that $1 million man thing worked out for him, and he definitely should have been WWF World Champion. But supposedly the Honky Tonk Man ruined that. But I also thought him and Teddy DiBiase and Steve Williams were a pretty good tag team. I think they were definitely multi-time Mid South Tag Team Champion. Not sure if they were ever UWF Tag Team Champion, but oh, Grizzly Smith, that POS. Coming in figure four. Oh, Grizzly Smith. I don't know. I don't think Grizzly was that rich. I think Grizzly has his own he might have had his own trailer park or something like that, or on his own section of the trailer park. If you don't know what we're talking about, go Google it or watch Dark Side of the Ring, Grizzly Smith. One fall. I'm glad. It's that's another thing that's cool about watching old wrestling. You don't get those annoying freaking chants. Oh, Rick Ferrara. See, short, yes, but still, of course, he's big, he's thick. And Bob Roop here, he's one of the people who tried to, or who made a tape and threatened to expose the business. Did this say Ed Wiskowski? We'll get to that later. So this is this is 1982. This is years after Ron Garvin, um, Bob Orton, Boris Malenko, White, what's his name? Ron White, tried to do the hostile takeover of the Southeast Territory, did their own little thing. Then they record that Plan B video in case it didn't work out, but wind up not releasing it. I don't know who ever released it, but it's kind of knowing that now and kind of seeing this right here is like definitely some of these promoters like Bill Watts, like Eddie Graham, Ole Anderson, at least thought well enough of his in-ring skill to still keep him employed. Because I think he tried to do a hostile takeover of the San Francisco territory, and before he did it to the Fullers in the Knoxville Southeastern Territory. Joe King, my introduction to Bob Root, he had half his head shaved. Yep. Was it Makian Singh or whatever? Part of the family of or the cult, whatever they call themselves. The Kevin Sullivan led group in Florida when Kevin Sullivan was doing the devil worshipping gimmick. And Bob Root also he was one of these guys who when he worked for Eddie Graham, and there's the video, if you can find it, of him having a sugar hole on somebody, stretching somebody. Yeah, he was in Sullivan's group. Oh, here comes that shoulder breaker, I think. Yep. But yeah, he was in the military, wrestling in the military. I think wrestling won the Olympics. Greco-Roman. Junkyard Dog and Mr. Olympia. One fall. Yeah, I'm so glad you don't have to hear that. Let's see, is this the Lynn Denton? Yes. Here we go. The original music too. Queen's Another One Bites the Dust. Is that Buck Robley? No, that's referee. My bad. Of course, Mr. Olympia is Jerry Stubbs. Junkyard Dog. I mean, this is probably prime Junkyard. I mean, look how fit he is and a little more mobile at this point. That's a grappler, Lynn Denton. Bob Sweetan, probably, yeah, he's another one of those POSs. Hung out with Grizzly Smith, I guess. That's how he got a job here. I think he had a bigger career in Central States. But yeah, this is when Jerry Stubbs was great shape here. And there he goes, throwing them soup bones. Yeah, I mean, JYD, he wasn't going to be he wasn't going to be throwing hurricanranas, drop kicks. People didn't pay to see him do that. People see him punch, kick, whoop some ass, throw them soup bones around, headbutts, and a big thump. Don't do that. Mr. Olympia don't play when it comes to that mask. He'll take yours off, bitch. Yes, that's the thing about it. Junkyard Dog was over. Became one of those people who, wherever he went to, he come to Georgia, was over, world class, over. Kind of became an attraction, really. Unfortunately, I guess he let the lifestyle get to him, and gain some weight. Supposedly, I mean, I'm not 100%. This is a story. I think Tony Atlas told the story, where he told Tony, it's like, even when he got with the Rats, the female groupies in wrestling, JYD would charge them yes, he had the Rats pay him to fulfill their needs. Let's just say that. Yeah, he was over in the WWF when he first came in. Now, if he was, I think I seen the question on social media. Somebody said if Hogan didn't become that guy, could JYD have been that guy? I say this Junkyard Dog, where he's fit and he seems he stayed clean and stuff like that. Yeah, most definitely. The dude was fucking over, man. But like I said, I think he just let the lifestyle kind of take over him, and as Shamross will say, he had his demons. Bill Watts always has soft, despite what you know some may claim. Um, Even JYD himself, I mean, Bill Watts had kind of a soft spot for him. I mean, when he went into WCW as executive vice president, where he was, uh, Bill Watts brought JYD in. Yeah, that's another story that's the story I've heard. Uh, it was on, I think it was on I think it was on a documentary called Legends Never Die. I think I still have that somewhere. Where the guy who the the sneaky sleeper. The illegal karate thrust. Oh, another sneaky sleeper. He loaded up that boot and oops. But the story was, Vince was looking to push Snuka as being his top guy. Here comes the big thump. Yeah. But during that time, I think by the time Dog came in, I think Hogan was cemented as the guy. He was number 2 babyface. Snuka was there, and Snuka left, went to the AWA, but was still used in the Rock and Wrestling cartoon. Snuka and Junkyard Dog and Hogan, of course, Wendy Richter. They had those episodes on YouTube now. Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling cartoons. Yes, I even still watch that. Ed Wiskowski. Now he will grow to become Colonel De Beers. So he quit being Polish and became a South African. And that's the roll, baby. So this being let's see. And at this time too, I mean Dusty Rhodes became an attraction. And I think Bill Watts was actually the booker in Florida that, kind of thought the concept of uh, switching Dusty from heel to babyface. I mean, of course, the final decision was Eddie Graham's, but he's going to do the figure four, I bet you. Oh, no, just elbow. Well, Dusty Rhodes was the man, baby. He's the man with the plan. He was the man with the pencil, baby. But see, this is back when you didn't know Dusty was the man with the pencil, if you will, baby. But Dusty was fucking over. He threw money, baby. Remember seeing him in NW Wildside in Cornelia, Georgia? People still pop for the old man. Oh, here we go. Nah, it's about to be over. The big bionic elbow, and that's going to be it. God dang. Dusty with his nuts in his face. Wachowski's like, dude, did you really have to pin me with your nuts in my face? Did you really have to teabag me like that? You're going to fucking win, buddy. Don't have to teabag me. But, it did get a point to where people were kind of starting to sour on Dusty, too. I remember when they tried to turn the Road Warriors heel in NWA Jim Crockett Promotions and turn heel on Dusty. Didn't quite work. I do remember people cheering when Animal took that spike and stuck it in Dusty's head. It looks so bad. I mean, especially if you look at it now. Oh, Tony Torres. I mean, you distinctly see Dusty doing like that and putting it back in his pocket. Yeah, this is 1982, and Paul Orndorff still had uh, both his flip flops. This is years before Paul Orndorff would have lost his flip flop up Vader's ass. It's probably still up Vader's ass somewhere. Now you want to talk about some good matches? Talking about Hulk Hogan. See some good matches Hulk Hogan has is matches Hogan had with Paul Orndorff here. Paul Orndorff was pretty good as well. And Orndorff also had a pretty cool looking pile driver. God dang, lit him up. Oh, he's using a figure four. And see, back in the day, there was no tap outs. They didn't know what a tap out is. The wrestlers had to say, I give, no mas, I concede. Hell, even at this point, freaking Orndorff was freaking jacked. And the one thing you do notice in that, I mean, even Coco Samoa was short, he was still built. That's what those promoters like Bill Watts like. They like, I mean, even though you were short, god dang, it has some muscles on you. At least look like an athlete, even though if you're not, that tall. I mean, Higgins was just a big, thick guy. Dusty was just Dusty. It worked for him. But most of his wrestlers, they were, big and jacked, and some of them were legit tough guys. Like of course Samoans don't fuck with that. Paul Orndorff, even though I'm pretty sure Ted in his day, against normal people would be able to take care of himself. And of course I don't think Ted would go and try to get into bar fights. And of course, those years he hung around with Steve Williams. So if somebody did mess with him, I'm pretty sure the good doc would take care of it. But I mean, even in the shoot interview, I highly recommend. It is on YouTube as well. The Bill Watts shoot interview. And those young wrestlers looking be in the business, they'll watch it too. You might learn a few things, but he sit there and say, hey, look, I like tough guys. I don't want these whiny little workers. I want tough guys. He had Bruiser at one time, Stan Hansen. I mean, he didn't mind arguing with people. I think he told a story where it was him and Ted DiBiase. He told them to go, I think, an hour Broadway, and they were like, why an hour Broadway? Blah blah. You gonna kill our careers? And finally, he had enough of it and said, "Well, okay, look, you two pussies. I I'll give you a finish, but you can't do this finish until uh within 55, till 5 minutes before bell time. So if you want to wuss out, you wuss out in the ring. I want you to go the hour. Try to go the hour, but if y'all wussies want to comp out, then do this. You can do this finish, uh, but supposedly they both got so mad at Bill that they went out and did a freaking hour and tore the house down. Then of course I think it was 84 when the famous talent swap of 84. Jim Cornette tells Bill Watts both tells the same story. The Mid-South territory was kind of flat. So he called Jarrett, said, "Hey, my territory's down. What do I do?" So I think Jerry Lawler went to a taping and watched it, and Jerry Lawler just went, well, Bill was like, "What do y'all think?" And Jerry Lawler was like, "Where the blowjobs?" And Watts was like, "What?" And Lawler was like, "Yeah, where the blowjobs?" And Bill didn't understand what he was really asking. It's like, "Look, I just, look at my talent here and tell me what you think I can do something to turn this around and maybe go get some dinner. Let the other boys handle the blowjobs." Then Jerry Lawler's like, "Nah, look at your crowd. Where are the blowjobs?" Then Jerry Lawler kind of explained, it's like, you got rabid fans here. You got, great fans here, but you don't have any young talent that's going to bring the young girls. Young girls show up to your shows, then the young guys going to show up to your shows. And that's when he got Ricky and Robert's Rock and Roll Express, Bobby Eaton, who was by himself at the time. Dennis Condrey was, I think, kind of by himself at the time. Jim Cornette was just managing whoever Jimmy Hart didn't want to manage. So Bill Watts put Eaton, Condrey, and Cornette together. And I think I explained it the other week, was like, what can we call y'all? And Condrey's like, well, me, Randy Rose, and Norval Lawson, you just call yourself the Midnight Express. That'll work because we got the Rock and Roll Express here. And man, you had a little different look, a little faster pace. Brought in Bill Dundee to book. Didn't want Bill Dundee to wrestle because Bill Dundee was 5'5", and if he was wrestling and booking, he would book Andre to come in town. So Bill Dundee would beat him. And that was Bill Watts' words. But then they got them, and they got Rick Rude, who was not that good yet. They got Hacksaw Higgins and some other Ito from Japan. Wasn't that good either. Not the guy from FMW, some other guy. Kind of long haired, and this didn't work out. But Rude wound up getting better. They put him with a gimmick and everything, and if they finally got Rick Rude on the right track. Higgins didn't, like I've explained before, Hacksaw Higgins didn't have the career that Hacksaw Duggan and Hacksaw Butch Reed had. But and then 84, 85, then of course, rest is history about that. But hell, Ricky Morton was talking about it. He was like, look at the territory. You got here's your heels, 6'5", ugly as shit. Here's your baby faces, 6'5", ugly as shit. No diversity there. But yes, like I said, I do highly recommend checking out the Bill Watts shooting review and Jim Cornette's. And if you can find it, Ricky Morton either by himself or Ricky Morton or, the Rock and Roll Express together. That one was pretty good. Definitely love Miss South at the time here. Maybe next time we visit Mid South, I might try to catch sometimes late '85 because they were getting really kind of edgy there. Maybe some '84 stuff. Um, Rock and Roll Midnight when they were, the the prime there. Orndorff was the main event. Yep. Yes, Orndorff was the main event. Orndorff was really. I mean, I liked Orndorff. Um, I'll admit I sort of cheered when he turned against Hulk Hogan. I guess if I don't know if anybody thought that was going to be WrestleMania 3 or not, but why not be a Hogan and Andre? Which reminds me, I need to watch WrestleMania 4 again. I think I've watched it once because I had a VHS box set of all the WrestleManias at that point. So I need to watch that one so I can do my classic wrestling reminiscing of WrestleMania 4 because it is WrestleMania season. But yeah, like I said, for Mid South UWF, definitely one of my favorite territories to watch at the time. Uh, no, no, no clown show here. We wrestle here. Anyways, what else can we hit on today? I think that about wraps this episode up of Wrestling Gold Friday night. We did hit on a few things this evening. Of course, talked about the dog, Junkyard Dog. Didn't really make fun of too many people. Was trying to, but wasn't feeling it that time. And explain where I stole the idea of my idea of the what could happen at the revolution. But other than that, yes, it's getting late, getting dinner time. Busy day tomorrow. Gotta do the usual laundry, paperwork, all that good shit. Which I don't think I really got. It's Friday, but I think I'll just settle down and play some video games. I ain't played video games in a while. And I told y'all last night I was close of going to Walmart and picking up a Nintendo Switch 2 and grabbing Mario because I think you can get the game thing and Mario Kart package, but I mean it's only $500, but the thing about it was $500. I didn't feel like spending that kind of money just because I was bored. But so yep, yeah, gonna hang out with my brothers and sisters and nieces. Yeah, only $500, but the reason I pick it up because it was $500. Like I said, I'm pretty cheap. Just didn't feel like spending $500 yesterday. But I got, some stuff, but, I did get kind of bored. How to watch that? I mean, let me remind people the most annoying, overrated show in the world is The Big Bang Theory. I just don't. Sheldon just need to be punched in the face every week. That's what a moment in the show is when one of the other the friends of Sheldon, if you want to call them that, just would have punched him in the face. Different character every week, just punch him in the face. That would have been a great gimmick. That might would have made that show great. Because there was like nothing on. I watched like the tail end of. No, I'm not. No, I'm not even going. I'm not even thinking about watching that show. Yeah, I know it's like a prequel to Big Bang Theory, and no, 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 and they got another prequel to that or something like that. And it's like, why? You don't need this shit. One was bad enough. Um, but I did watch one of the Mortal Kombat, the latest Mortal Kombat movie. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it's a good little fun action movie, video game movie. Because I did flip it over. Was like the tail end of Annihilation. Then it was the the newer Mortal Kombat movie. The sequel to that one's coming out later this year. And it's going to have Johnny Cage in it. Yep, part 2 is about to come out. Maybe that'd be as good. I don't know. I forgot the actor's name, but he plays on The Boys. He's playing Johnny Cage. I'm like, really? He looks old, but I guess it's one of those. I would say watch the movie first, but sometimes you just gotta. Within the last better part of a decade, 7 years at least, 8 years. You just can't give the movie makers the benefit of the doubt no more. You can't just go, well, okay, they did this, but let's see the movie, see how it turns out. Nowadays, it's like, did you really do this? Are we really doing that? But I did like the first one, so part 2's coming out, and I'll probably wind up seeing that one. Maybe in the theater, I'm not sure. Scary Movie 6, I'll definitely still ain't figured out if I'm seeing that one in the theater or not. But anyway, like I said, speaking of movies, gonna wrap it up here and shut her down. Fix me a nice bowl of spaghetti. I'll watch Friday the 13th. I might just flip a coin. Well, not flip a coin, just put some numbers in my hat here and pick one out. Actually, I want to watch 4. I think I've narrowed it down. I think I'm going to watch 4. I'm going to skip because usually I just rotate them. Every Friday 13th, watch 1 or 2 and put them on rotation. But I think I'm just going to skip doing that and just watch 4 because I was watching something and they were talking about 4 and and talking fondly of it, and I was like, you know what? The next Friday 13th, I'm gonna watch this, and I totally had a brain fart. I don't know why I thought the next Friday, last month when it was Friday 13th, I don't know why I thought the next Friday 13th be months later, but I was like, wait a minute, February has the same number of dates as March, so oh, nice. I think the first one. Let's see, what's the first one? I think the first one I seen in the theater was Jason X. The rest of them I watched on either TV or cable. The first one I watched ever was Friday the 13th Part 2. But that was enough to keep me hooked. But yeah, I think I'm going to skip over everything and watch Friday the 13th Part 4. Yeah, I seen Jason versus Freddy. That was pretty good. That was kind of a fun watch. Yeah, sometimes when you sit there and think about it, it's like, yeah, they probably should have just ended it at 4. And it does, I guess, kind of suck that it didn't. Uh, Corey Feldman just couldn't continue playing Tommy since they had that same character in 5 and 6. I think 7 too. Yes, let's see. Yeah, 7 was him and the Jason versus the what do you call it? The psychic one. That would have been cool. Go check out. See, that's what somebody smart needs to really do. Just, go ahead, if you have a good idea for a horror movie or any kind of movie, go ahead, set up 3 movies just in case the one's a hit, but you have a good continuing story between 2 and 3 and have, because usually, like I said, the Friday 13th movies, it could have ended at 4 and it could have been good. Just leave it at that. And yes, I did last week watch the Justified City Primeval, I guess what it's called. Not as good as the original series. Um, the Sunwood thing. I mean, it was okay, but not nowhere as good as just that dynamic. This is a dynamic of Raylan just shooting somebody every week, just about every episode. The banter between, I mean, the dialogue in the original series. And of course, this was like a sequel series set, so many years after everything that happened in the original series. Um, I mean, the banter between him and his daughter, which the girl playing his daughter in the Primeval, Timothy Olyphant's Raylan Givens character, the one playing his daughter is actually Timothy Olyphant's real daughter. So that was, didn't know that, but their little banter was okay. Some things just like, what the fuck are you thinking, little girl? That if I think Raylan only shot one person in the whole. I think it was like an 8 episode series. Um. Oh, okay. Now I would have see 5. I still don't. It was okay. I still don't hold that in high regard. Okay, 5 is still better than 8. Friday 13 Part 5 is still better than Jason Takes Manhattan. I just got disdain hate for that one. I mean, it was one of those movies like you almost try to watch, and it's, I don't know. Or you try as you're watching, you're trying to like it, but it's just it fucking sucks. But yeah, getting back to the Justified thing, I don't rank it so high. But I mean, the best episode was the last episode. Um, but I think the rest of my opinions, I got kind of hold have private conversations. Okay, I'll just say fuck it. Um, Nothing against the actress who played the lawyer that or the yeah, the lawyer, defendant, lawyer or public defense, wherever she was. No offense to her, she's good actress, I thought, but if you watch the original series, you know, Winona, Ava, the girl who was a bartender at the bar he lived above. Um, then you kind of look at this chick that the yes, I'm kind of spoiler alert here. Look at the woman that he winds up hooking up with here. It's like, really? You couldn't find another actress? I mean, the girl who played Rachel in the original series, I dug her. It's like, could you just slap her with another name or something like that, or find somebody as cute as she was to play the lawyer? Because I mean, even body wise, she wasn't that attractive. Let's just say that. Um, but it was set in the city of Detroit, so she probably could have been the hottest thing. Well, there was the chick who was the bad guy's girlfriend. Now I will say that the guy who played the bad guy, he also played the bad guy in the Logan movie. Um, I forgot the guy's name, but he played his role pretty good. I will say that he was pretty good. Anyway, I done talked enough here. Like I said, it's gonna shut everything down now. Like I said, I'm hungry and gonna watch part 4 of Friday 13th. So hopefully everybody has a great weekend. Like I said, I got family stuff and everything tomorrow too. So anyway, they shut up. See, I drank some of this, had me a shot of that, and I want to talk all fucking night. But anyway, like I said, gonna shut it down now. Appreciate everybody joining me in the chat. If you're not watching this live, watching the recording of it, appreciate you watching. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Other than that, you folks have a good one. Take it easy. Whoops. And until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Ronald Ray here saying thank you for checking out my video. If you don't mind, go ahead and click that thumbs up button. Leave a comment and share this video with family and friends. I would also appreciate it if you would subscribe to RP2 Vision, where I cover the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. Now don't forget to click the notification bell as well, so you'll be notified when my other weekly content is available, like Wrestling Trivia Tuesday, WWE Raw Recap, and AEW Dynamite Recap. I also have 2 live streams. Every Thursday at 8 p.m., it's Spot Show Live Stream, where I discuss the latest news in professional wrestling. And on Friday nights at 8 o'clock p.m., it's Wrestling Gold Friday Night, where I discuss the good old days of professional wrestling. When wrestling was wrestling, wrestling was real because it's still real to us. Folks, have a good one and take it easy.